What if I told you that Jesus didn't just walk on water, but also moved beyond time itself? That he spoke of future events as if they were already unfolding in the present? That this wasn't prophecy, but a spiritual ability anyone can awaken? In John 8:58, Jesus says something that defies logic. Before Abraham was, I am. Not I was, but I am. He doesn't speak from the past. He speaks from the eternal now. And this isn't theology. It's a key to a state of consciousness where time dissolves. Today, you'll discover the hidden code Jesus used to transcend time. A technique based on presence, silence, and identification with the I am. And how you can apply it now to access forgotten memories, sense the future, and live in the eternal present. This isn't a video about miracles. It's about the power of awareness, and by the end, you'll understand why this ability was hidden for centuries, and why it's resurfacing now. If you feel trapped by the clock, if you seek freedom beyond time, then stay until the end. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because here you don't receive content. You receive spiritual keys to awaken who you truly are. For thousands of years, time has been seen as a straight line. Past, present, future. But in ancient esoteric traditions, time isn't linear. It is an illusion. In Hinduism, time is called Maya, the great illusion that keeps humanity bound to the material world. In Buddhism, the only moment that exists is now. The past is gone, the future not yet here. And in Hermetic wisdom, it's taught that the true master isn't in time. He is above it. Jesus, with his statement before Abraham was, I am, reveals exactly this. He wasn't bound by time. He was time. He spoke from the state of I am, the timeless state where the true self resides. This state isn't of the body or mind. It's of the soul. And when you enter it, something shifts. You stop living by the clock and start living in the eternal. Picture yourself in an ancient temple at dawn. You step inside in silence. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And then you feel it. A gentle warmth in your chest. A soft pulse, like a heartbeat within the heartbeat. It's as if something within you whispers, I am here. And in that moment, you understand. This is the state Jesus lived in. The state of I am. Not I was, not I will be, but I am. And in this state, time stops. Past and future collapse into the now. This isn't mysticism. It's neuroscience. Studies show that in deep meditation, the perception of time changes. The brain disengages the planning mode and activates the presence mode. And in this mode, you don't live in time. You live the time. Jesus knew this. He didn't need to predict the future. He saw it because he was outside the timeline. In the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus says, know the truth, and the truth will set you free. But in another passage, he reveals the path. When you become one, and the inner like the outer, then you will enter the kingdom. He's speaking of unification. When body, mind, and spirit are aligned, you transcend the illusion of time. Because time only exists when there's division. When you're torn between past and future, desire and fear, time rules you. But when you're whole, when inner and outer are one, tembanesis, and this is what Jesus called the kingdom of God. A timeless state of consciousness, accessible here and now. But is this possible today? Of course, because the I am isn't exclusive to Jesus. It's a divine spark in every human being. Proof is in moments we've all experienced when you're fully present, reading, loving, creating, and suddenly realize ours pass like minutes. That's not distraction. It's escape from time. It's a glimpse of the eternal. And Jesus didn't come to be worshipped as a distant God. He came to show this power is in you. When he said, you will do greater things than these, he wasn't speaking of external miracles. He was speaking of the ability to transcend time, to live in full presence, to access the wisdom of I am. Now, let's move to the practical technique, the one he taught indirectly. Step 1. Enter the secret room. Matthew 6:26 says, When you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is in secret. This room isn't physical. It's the state of presence. Closing the door means silencing the senses. Turn off your phone. Close your eyes. Stop thinking. It's entering the inner desert. Step 2. Feel the I am. Don't think I am this, or I am that. Just feel. Being. Existence. PM, breathe deeply. Feel the air entering and leaving. Feel your body. Feel your heart. Then silently repeat, I am, not as affirmation, as recognition, as if you're remembering who you are. The more you connect with I am, the more your consciousness expands beyond time. Step 3. Release the past and future. Ask, what am I carrying from the past that binds me? What am I projecting into the future that frightens me? Then let go. Don't fight. Just release. As if saying, this isn't mine. I am the present. Step 4. Live the eternal now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Live the now as if it's eternal, with love, presence, gratitude. Because when you live the now fully, time loses its power. But why was this hidden? Because a human being who lives outside time can't be controlled. The system needs you to live by the clock. Working, consuming, worrying about the future, regretting the past. But when you enter, I am, you're free. You no longer need retirement, future, salvation. You're already saved. You're already free. And this is dangerous for those who rule through fear. That's why Ayan was reduced to theology. Not lived as reality. But now it's resurfacing. Because humanity is ready. And you're hearing this now for a reason. Something in you is awakening. And it all begins with a simple act. Pause. Breathe. Say, I am. Carl Jung said, the encounter with the self is an encounter with the eternal. And I am is exactly that. The self, the true being, the inner Christ. When you meet it, time disappears. You're no longer in the world. The world is in you. And in this state, you don't predict the future. You create it. Because the future is just a projection of the present. And when your present is full, your future is radiant. Picture yourself by a lake at sunset. The water is still, the sky on fire. You breathe, close your eyes, and then you feel. Your body isn't an object in time. It's a field of energy in the eternal. Your heart beats in rhythm with the wind, your breath with the waves. And for an instant, you understand. It's not you observing the lake. It's the lake observing you. And in that moment, time vanishes. Because there's no separation, no before, no after, only now, only I am. This makes us reflect. Could the greatest miracle of Jesus not have been rising from the dead, but living outside of time, seeing what hasn't yet happened? And if, wasn't he a prophet, but a master of I am, and if he left us not a religious path, but a consciousness technology? But let's go deeper. Because the technique of Jesus wasn't just spiritual, it was neurological. Neuroscience shows that in deep prayer or meditation, activity in the prefrontal cortex, linked to judgment, ego, analytical thought, decreases, and activity in the anterior cingulate cortex, tied to empathy, intuition, subtle perception, increases. In other words, Jesus wasn't just praying, he was reconfiguring his brain, and by doing so, he accessed a higher state of consciousness, where the energetic field of others became perceptible. In Hinduism, this is called darshan, the gaze that sees the soul. In Sufism, fana, the dissolution of the self so the divine may appear. In Kabbalah, tiferet, the beauty of the heart balanced between judgment and mercy, all are variations of the same state. When the ego quiets, truth reveals itself. Picture yourself before an ancient mirror. You look into the reflection, but instead of seeing your face, you see a pair of calm, deep eyes that seem to pierce through time, and in that gaze, you feel. It's not you looking at the mirror, it's the mirror looking at you. It's your soul, finally recognized, and in that instant, something dissolves. The mask, the fear, T. Te. T. Stos. And you understand. Everything you've ever sought outside has been here all along. Not as an object, but as presence. Not as achievement, but as remembrance. This makes us reflect. The true sin isn't disobeying a law. It's forgetting you are light, and true forgiveness isn't being forgiven from the outside. It's remembering who you are, because deep down, no one is lost, only forgotten. And every time you choose love over fear, silence over noise, presence over escape, you're not being good, you're being true. But let's include a layer few dare to touch. The projection of the shadow, because often, what you perceive in others isn't what they are. It's what you deny in yourself. Jung spoke of this as the projection of the self. What you don't accept in yourself, you see in others. And when you judge, you're not seeing truth. You're seeing your mirror. But Jesus' technique wasn't judgment. It was revelation. He didn't point to the error. He revealed the pain. And in doing so, he healed. As an ancient Sufi proverb says, "Who sees the fault of another hasn't yet seen his own." And Jesus, knowing what others thought, didn't condemn. Liberated. Picture yourself in an ancient temple at dawn. You enter in silence. Close your eyes. Breathe. And then you feel a gentle warmth in your chest. A soft pulse, like a heartbeat within the heartbeat. It's as if something within you says, "I am here." And in that moment, you understand. This is the goal. This is the state everyone seeks, but few live. And the sin isn't being far from it. It's forgetting it exists. This makes us reflect. Could the greatest act of redemption not be asking for forgiveness, but realizing you were already forgiven? That Lao Easton an achievement. It's a natural state. That light dosen, denit dobilit, only remembered. But let's expand further, because I am isn't just a state. It's a cosmic identity. In ancient Egypt, God's secret name was ineffable, not spoken, because it was the sound of pure being. In Hebrew, I am is Aya, Asha Aya, Aya. That I am, not a name, but an affirmation of pure existence. And when Jesus said, "I am," he wasn't speaking of himself. He was speaking of the divine principle dwelling in all. He was the channel, but the source was eternal. And this leads to a profound revelation. You don't need to become light. You already are light. You just need to stop blocking it with fear, guilt, judgment. Picture yourself in a desert at midnight. The sky is clear, full of stars. You breathe, close your eyes, and then you feel a soft pulse in the center of your chest. It's as if the entire universe is beating within you. And in that moment, you understand. You're not in the universe. You are the universe. And time, just an illusion created by the mind. The eternal is here. Now, inside you. This makes us reflect. Could the greatest miracle of Jesus not have been walking on water, but showing that time can be transcended? That I am is the key? That the kingdom of God isn't a place, but a state of consciousness you already inhabit, like a flame that never dies. Even in the darkness of the unconscious, this path remains. In every pause, in every silence, in every choice of presence over agitation. And every time you enter this state, you're not just resting, you're sanctifying. You're saying, as God did, this is good. And in that simple act, you align with creation. The seeker's journey is like an ancient scroll slowly unrolling, revealing symbols that feel familiar, like memories from other lives. Each revelation is a candle lit in the temple of the mind, illuminating corners we never knew existed. And at the end of this path, we don't find answers. We find moments. Moments when time stops. Moments when silence speaks. Moments when, for an instant, everything is complete. Thank you for your curiosity and courage to walk these untrodden paths. For listening not just with your ears, but with your soul. For allowing yourself to be touched by ancient truths, forgotten memories, rhythms the modern world has tried to erase. Are you ready to take the next step? Remember, every ending is just the beginning of a new journey of awareness.